Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have unhinged lefties still losing it after the election. So we're going to go through all the idiocy, the craziness, and wow, the hypocrisy, if you would, of everybody explaining how we're so hateful, but yet you don't see that happening. We don't disown our family for voting for Trump or voting for Kamala. Let's get into it. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.
Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth.
That right there is really terrifying. Every trans person should be very afraid of that. A law stating that the only two genders are male and female and that they are assigned at birth. That's scary. That's really, really scary. My driver's license says F on it. So what? They're gonna roll that back? I could say M on it again. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. Women's sports are going to be fair again, and we don't have to worry about weird men going into changing rooms with our daughters. Terrible news.
Where are all you Trumpers hiding at? You won, so you're free to come out and show yourselves. You don't need to hide anymore. We know you're out there. Probably right next door to most of us. You could have just said it all along. There's no reason to keep hiding.
Since so many people in the United States voted for Donald Trump for president, I'd like to know where all the big celebrations are. The fireworks and the parties and the drinking and cavorting in the streets. I mean, that's a lot of people getting exactly what they want, right?
These my people right here.
Watch out,
2024. And all years after. Now I gotta put that on for real.
Was life better for you under Trump?
Trump, most definitely. Most definitely.
Better years here, yeah.
Most definitely, most definitely. We done seen Trump here in this same Chick-fil-A before.
Do you think Kamala would ever come to this neighborhood?
Who was that?
Yeah.
There's never any doubt, Kamala, you're fired.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I'm having a delayed reaction, but I just realized that I'm too scared to use dating apps now. I want to go on it, and I just, every message and every profile just makes me think that it could be somebody like that's emboldened by Trump.
Idiot.
So I never really talk about politics on my page, obviously. I feel like there's just such nuance to everything, and I'm such the type of person where I can always try my best to see things from another perspective. I don't think people understand how much this directly impacts me. I'm so scared. I think of all the young trans kids. I think of all the LGBTQ people. I think of all my friends who are just women. And I know that this is it's gonna be fine, but it's so scary to think that there are people who just vote for that because they just don't care. They don't care about racism, they don't care about misogyny, they don't care about transphobia, they don't care about homophobia. How can you not care about that stuff? As a human being, what the f*** is wrong with you?
This is a bummer, man. That's a bummer.
If you voted red, I hate you personally, and I do hope harm finds you. Literally, you're gonna burn in hell because you voted for Satan. You little woman-hating, closeted, mommy-ish, you little loser. I hope you slip in a big old pile of shit.
Brother,
MAGA women who voted for Trump, they did so because they have no way of taking care of themselves and they have to rely on a man. So when they see women who are financially independent, I think there's like a little bit of jealousy there, and they want us to feel the same imprisonment that they feel because they have to rely on a man. I said what I said. I say it with my chest. Bye.
If you could point to one piece of evidence to convince me that the public school system has failed this country, it's the re-election of Donald Trump. We are a nation of uneducated, hate-filled people. So much of the nonsense that he pushed in his campaign required his followers to be uneducated, uninformed, and unwilling to do any research on the real facts and the real issues. Everyone else, smart enough and educated enough to know better, just hated half of this country so much that they didn't care. And Republicans will always know that they have the advantage with uneducated folks. In the next 4 years, you are going to see the most intentional, destructive, and systematic erosion of the public school system that you have ever seen. And Trumpism will thrive. I don't know how many times I have tried to tell all of you during the course of this election that Republicans and Donald Trump do not care about revamping our public school system at all. I genuinely feel sorry for you if you believed and voted for him on the promise that he was going to make your child's school better, that he was going to make your child's educational experience better. They may have won the White House, but it will never, ever change the fact that 21% of U.S. American adults cannot read, and most of them voted for Donald Trump.
Oh, shut up, silly woman.
I'm going to speak to the white woman phenomenon of MAGA women being upset that people are setting boundaries with them around not wanting to be in relationship after the election. Most of us learn to accept mediocrity or even worse from men. So I have a requirement that people care about my human rights. And if you don't care, then I don't choose to be in relationship with you.
Donald Trump created a new government position for Elon Musk. And he's going to be the head of government efficiency.
That tech nerd is going to be of the efficiency? How much money did he give Trump?
So last night, I told my mom and dad that because they voted for someone who wants me dead, that they no longer have the privilege of having their daughter and their granddaughters in their life. And I told them, never contact me again. I'm never calling you. I want nothing to do with you. And take me out of the will. I have a younger brother who is also a MAGA. I said, you guys pass away, give him the entire house. I don't want to inherit your house. I don't want anything from you. I don't want to hear from you ever again, because I'm no longer safe being in a relationship with you.
Yeah, little brother's watching this like,
Tell him to bring me my money. Yeah!
If you are wondering why we will never have free college in the United States and why we will continue to lag behind other countries in reading and writing, it's because the only voter base that is still voting Republican is non-college educated whites. If non-college educated whites didn't vote in this election, Kamala Harris would have won in a landslide. The reason that there will never be free college is because people who have a college education vote Democrat. The reason that we will never have free college in the United States of America is because non-college educated whites are the only voter base continuing to prop up the Republican Party. And the only way the Republican Party can stay in power is by making sure that as few white people get a college education as possible.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You are a f***ing idiot.
I hope and pray that if you voted for Trump, especially if you're an immigrant, a minority, a woman, if you voted for Trump, I hope and pray to God you get the next 4 years that you deserve. I hope to God it personally affects you to the bottom core of who you are, and that you remember this choice that you made and you regret it for the rest of your life. I hope and pray you have the next 4 years you deserve and you get everything you voted for, and it not only affects you, but also everyone you love. Have the next 4 years you deserve, bitch.
Beta!
To the men of America, thank you so much, because you have now officially pushed any woman who is ever questioning herself away from you and into my arms. And I am now 100% gay. I wasn't sure before, but now I am positive. So if you're a man, don't look at me, don't touch me, don't speak to me, don't breathe near me, okay? Okay, I'm glad we got that sorted.
That's not going to be a problem, is it, you lunatic?
I just told a Trumper wearing a Trump shirt in Palm Springs, California at the Trader Joe's, "Fuck you." And I'm insane, apparently. And I was like, yeah, no, you're right. I am fucking crazy. I have lost my mind. What do you want to do about it? You want to find out just how much? So he got out his camera and stood behind my car, and I backed out, and I just thought, if he's going to be stupid enough to stand there, I will hit him, because that's how much I don't give fucks right now. He got out of the way, and then came up to my window, and I should have just driven off. I didn't. I don't know what I said. I think I blacked out a little bit. But yeah, but whatever I said, what was going on in my mind, much different. I think I was actually working through ripping his face completely off of his stupid fucking head. No big deal.
Ooh, terrifying. I bet he was really scared.
Oh boy, I'm not ready for the world. I just came back from the grocery store and I saw a white woman with a Trump bumper sticker on her car, and I told her exactly what I thought of her. I called her a dumb B word. I don't even like that word, but so maybe I should stay home a little while longer because I'm not ready. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing okay.
Next up, we have this fellow who says that Trump voters were sore losers in 2020. Now, hang on 1 minute. I don't know a single Trump voter that cut off their friends and family because they voted for Joe Biden in 2020. I think we know who the real sore losers are. Roll it.
One of the major takeaways from the theatrical spectacle of this presidential election is the confirmation that the people who supported and voted for a twice-impeached 34-time felon did so not because they understand or agree with or can even name any of his policies, but because he embodies every vicious and vindictive impulse that they themselves harbor against certain marginalized Americans. By their own admission, they support him despite his incoherence and incompetence, because putting him in a position of power is their way of retaliating against people who hurt their feelings by criticizing their behavior and calling them names. And their emotional response to those criticisms and those insults was to elect a blustering con man, not because they believe that he's going to do anything even remotely good for this country or any of the people who live in it, but because he is going to use the power and authority of the government to persecute and punish the people they want to persecute and punish. And as we watch them now openly delight like sadists and sociopaths in the grief and the fear and the despair of those who are going to suffer the most as a result of this election, it is inescapably obvious that they voted for and continue to support a twice-impeached 34-time felon because they savor the misery their actions inflict upon others. They showed us 4 years ago what sore losers they could be, and they're proving now again what sore winners they are as well, because their support for their political celebrity of choice was never based on a belief that he could govern effectively, but rather on the fact that supporting and voting for him spites the people they've identified as their ideological enemies.
Shut the f*** up!
Congratulations to the land of f***ing insane, bitch. I've been literally trying to stop crying, and I f***ing just cannot. It's making me so sick. Like, the whole motherfucking world is brainwashed. I'm hurt. My heart goes out to everyone that did the right thing, you know.
PSA, the Trump Air is on recall right now, so if you or a loved one has ever purchased a jar of Trump Air, please put all the air back in the jar
There are known contaminants that have been brainwashing people in the United States, and this is an epidemic that we need to prevent ASAP. It is getting worse by the second. I'm doing my part by collecting all of the Trump air that was in my backyard and putting it back into the jar. I am going to continue going out into the community to collect some more Trump air, but this is serious, everybody, so please share and do your part. First off, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all the people that I've hurt and all the people that I have let down. Although I cannot go back and change my actions, I do have to face the consequences of them, and therefore, it is my responsibility to take accountability for what I have done. Now, this news may be hard for some to digest, and if you feel that you need to block me or unfollow me after, I completely understand. Last month, I posted some videos where I was advertising my jar of Trump air to the TikTok world. And in doing this, I made the terrible mistake of opening the jar. And I, being so innocent, did not think anything of it when I did this. However, it has come to my attention now that by opening the jar of Trump air that is expired, I actually contaminated the air in the US, and that air brainwashed the majority of the population into voting for Donald Trump because they had been brought back in time to the era of 2016 to 2020 when Donald Trump was president, and their senses were clouded, and that is 100% my fault. There's nothing I wish more than being able to go back in time and...
Alright, just send all of these Muppets to Michael.
Stop it. Get some help.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points.
What must be what?
Did you have fun?